Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian, saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece, Chapter 637. And gotta say, man, I'm very interested to see where, I hope I'm saying the name right, Shirahoshi. I'm really interested to see how she's going to handle this whole thing with Vander Decken. And you got Luffy at the end of the chapter basically saying, like, Wimpy Hoshi, I told you to chill out, not to wander off. Let me take care of you. I'm going to protect you. And when I saw that huge ship just flying forward, right? When I saw that ship flying, I'm like, oh my God, this is like some next level stuff right here. This dude Vander Decken is taking this whole Romeo and Juliet thing to a completely different level. He's like, look, if I can't have you, nobody's gonna have you. And if I'm gonna make sure nobody can have you, I'm just gonna flood the whole damn island. And you got gloomy ass Nico Robin, right? I'm gonna call her that. Gloomy ass Nico Robin. She's just like, oh yeah, Usopp, you're right. If that ship flattens the island, I wonder, will the sea be painted red in our blood? That is some gloomy shit. Like, she's right at home with what's that island that Moria was on? She needs to be on that island. She's right at home with that shit, with the zombies and the goo goo Halloween shit. But anyway, man, like on some real though. I do think it's pretty interesting because for a very split second, right? For a split second, I was thinking this is the prophecy that Charlie had, right? I was thinking this was the prophecy because I'm like, the ship's coming. Luffy said he's going to protect the princess. Luffy's pretty damn strong now. I'm expecting Luffy to go, okay, gum pistol right into this ship that's called Noah, right? And I got something to say on that in a second, but I'm thinking that's what's going to happen. Luffy's going to end up doing something crazy, decimate this ship, and then floods the whole island. Fishman Island gets destroyed. And the other thing about this ship, just the sheer size of it, right? Excuse me, the sheer size of it. One of the things that kind of popped in my head, I was just like, well, Otis played with religious stuff to begin with, right? Like, he's done it. And in this whole thing now, he's going into mythology and he's going into racism and all this other stuff. So I'm going, clearly Oda doesn't have a subject that he won't touch, right? I'm like, is this a symbolism for Noah's Ark? And the reason why I say that is like in Noah's Ark, right? When you go into the Bible, I'm going to paraphrase this now, right? I'm going to paraphrase it. So basically, it was just like, all right, man, here's a grocery list of different animals, right? You're going to get two of these, 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 two of these. But make sure one has a ding-a-ling and one has an area for the ding-a-ling to go in. That way the babies can get popped out. So basically, I'm thinking, okay. So in the Bible, you have Noah's Ark and two of everything's on there. That way, after everything floods, like Fishman Island, when everything floods, you're able to get onto new land and basically start all over again. And I'm thinking, okay, you got Fishman Island, you have basically a world unto its own, right? It's filled with all this corruption and all of this just bad blood, tension, issues between fishmen and humans, and what the Princess Otohime went through, what Shirahoshi was doing, channeling her mother in that symbolic moment where she's trying to sacrifice herself for the betterment of her island, right? And I'm thinking, okay, Luffy's going to be the bearer that's going to destroy all of this. That ship, somehow they're all going to get on there and they're going to end up going onto the surface, because that'd be the way for everything to kind of get washed away and started anew. And I might be reading too much into that one, but the reason why I say that is if you go back to Otohime when she was having all of these like lessons with the children, she was saying, yeah, you're going to see trees that shoot up into the sky and there's birds, and she's talking about the land. And what I find interesting about that is, yes, she's talking about the land, right? But if she's been on Fishman Island for so fucking long, right? And presumably for her whole life, I would assume. But if she's been there for that long, okay, how does she know what's going on? And she's talking about things in a grandiose way. So I want to go into that in a second, and also have something deeper I want to go into. But the reason why I want to say this is if this is the case, then that means that the fishmen at some point were on the surface as well. And so when you look at Noah's Ark and its symbolism, and now you have like the huge ship that's called Noah, I'm thinking that's what that is. I'm thinking like when Luffy comes through and busts all this shit up, it's some kind of way he's gonna be on that ship. He's gonna bust the bubble. Fishman Island's gonna get completely ran through, and all the people on the Fishman are probably gonna get in that ship, go back onto the surface, and that's gonna be interesting. So I wanted to say that because when I was looking at the princess and I was thinking about how she kind of sacrificed herself, saying, "Oh well, you're after me. It's my life that you want. Don't hurt my people." And Vander Decken, being the asswipe that he is, basically says, "Okay, that's cool. I'm still gonna kill your ass." And this is what it made me think of. When you go back to that celestial dragon, right? When you go, I'm about to get dark here. I'm just gonna warn you. I'm gonna warn you. But when you go back to that celestial dragon, okay? One of the things that I was kind of thinking about was the Celestial Dragon. He paid his debt by not enslaving all Fishman Island, okay? And the reason why I say that is, I mean, the dude's got a lot of stroke. He could have just as easily come all the way back down, have Fishman Island taken over. He takes the Queen Odahime up to the surface, right? And you're going, okay, well, she was gone for a really long time, and she comes back with the paper. And I'm like, how'd she get the paper, okay? This is what I think. How far I want to take this shit. How far do I want to take this shit? Because you guys know, like, I don't have a problem. I really don't have a problem saying some fucked up shit in the reviews, man. I really don't. Like, the only reason I'm kind of hesitating is, like, YouTube's got this, like, crazy thing going on where one of the things it does is it... like if you turn on the subtitles, it checks like the words and everything, and it goes through and it looks for different stuff, and that's how it categorizes how your videos are family friendly and everything. So I'm kind of thinking, well, you know, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. So this is what it is, right? I'm thinking more than likely she got on that ship and she went back to Celestial's, you know, prison, not prison, but palace and all this stuff. And she probably ended up getting used in the same way that Boa Hancock was. And the reason why I say that is too much of it kind of lines up. Too much of it lines up with that. And now we're back to our regularly scheduled program. Just as a commercial break, we have women. Alright, man. So, the reason why I'm saying this, right, is when you go back to what happened with Boa Hancock, you know, with strong implications and everything with the whole love, fruit, and all that. And so I'm wondering, you know, maybe a Celestial Dragon said, yeah, fuck it. I've never been with a queen before. I'm wondering if that's kind of the direction that kind of went. And with Shirahoshi, right? Given that Vander Decken's been on some straight pedophile stuff, right? Like he's been kind of plotting on this girl for 10 years since she was 6. And now he's at this point. I'm wondering how far he's trying to cross that line. And the reason why I even say this is if, let's say symbolically, he wants to just break the kingdom, right? What better way to break the kingdom than to basically break her? That'd be on some insane shit. Now, I know some of you guys are like, wait a second, okay, so you've been focusing so much on the end of the chapter, right? So much on the end of the chapter. What about the beginning? What do you think about the beginning? I am so disappointed in Hody Jones, man. I don't know if this is so far supposed to be showing us how much Luffy's improved. And if it is, you just see how hacks this whole Haki shit is. Because I'm thinking Hody Jones beforehand probably would have given Luffy a bit of a problem, right? Probably would have given him a bit of a problem, but here's the thing, okay? Luffy uses this armament Haki, and, you know, he even says it like, oh man, this dude Hody, he's a tough bastard. And if I'm not mistaken, Viz put that all the way in there. But, you know, he says he's a tough bastard. I don't understand how he's able to withstand this. And I like how with Luffy, you just see him putting the work in on this dude Hody. Like there's this one panel where Oda has Luffy hit this dude with a shot right in the gut. And just the way that you see Hody Jones' back kind of cave in a little bit, you know, it's very comical in a way. But at the same time, it's just like the expression. and just like the intensity on Luffy's face, it's just like I get the feeling Luffy was probably holding back, but at the same time, it's just like he's probably hitting this dude with enough force to where you know that he's being serious. And I like how as this is going on, you have the Straw Hats basically looking and saying, how strong has Luffy gotten? You have all the people in the village saying, well, it makes sense that a guy like this would be known all around the world. And what has me thinking is, if Luffy had these type of skills at Marineford, could he have saved Ace? Could he have dicked around? What's the dude's name that punched the hole in Ace's chest? Akainu. Could he have actually stopped that? Are we gonna see Luffy versus Akainu Part 2? I mean, that's something I would kind of be interested in. At least Luffy versus Kizaru, especially now we got like that flashback with Arlong and the whole thing with Kizaru. I think that'd be pretty. Interesting. Now, the other thing about Hody Jones that I was very disappointed in is, on the other hand, you did see him kind of get smacked around by Luffy and then get up, but at the same time, once he realizes that Vander Decken had betrayed him, I was expecting more of an intense reaction out of him. And the reason being is, like, when you look at Hody Jones, right? I'm about to just, fuck it, I'm just about to go somewhere with this, right? When you look at Hody Jones, and you look at the fact that Hody Jones is, you can't deny that one. That one's a straight shark man, right? Like, you just know. You look at him, it's just like, okay, he's this. And then you got Vander Decken, and Vander Decken, you know, he look a little fucked up too, but at the same time, it's like he got some human-like features to him. And the reason why I say this is, you know, now that I know Oda's kind of, you know, dabbled in the race and the other stuff and the discrimination, all this other stuff, I'm looking at him going, you could symbolically put this on the level of what goes on in the black community even now, which is so fucking sad. But what goes on is, like, you have like your dark-skinned people, you have your light-skinned people, and then you have like your people is kind of, you know, a little in between. But at the same time, it's like either you're not black enough or you're not light enough, and, you know, one group puts the other a little higher than the other. It's really fucking stupid. But the whole point is, it's like you do have moments where, because someone is of a lighter complexion, you got people that will pick on them. You know, a perfect example of this would be, look at the NBA, right? You have Steph Curry. Steph Curry's light as fuck, right? Light as fuck. And if you look at it, a lot of players don't like this guy. And part of the reason is, like, he's got both of his parents. Steph grew up with money. A lot of these dudes are coming out the hood. A lot of these dudes are a bit on the darker side. And yet they don't like Steph. I wonder why. It's because it's shit that's been kind of ingrained. When you go back into slavery and everything, your darker slaves are the ones who were kept outside. Your lighter skinned slaves were the ones who were kept on the inside. And you had the owners and overseers, they would pit them against each other. And that mentality has still followed generationally. And because this is an arc that deals so much with the psychological aspects of discrimination and the human reaction to it, and because Oda has dived all the way into it, I would have liked to have seen a stronger reaction out of that, because that was something that I had been kind of thinking for a while, like with these two, and that's why I was kind of paying attention. I was very excited to see both of them kind of break through the castle themselves and stand side by side, because I thought that was interesting. And I was waiting to see where I was kind of go, because in my opinion, the way that everything went, it looked like there was more of attention placed on the Hody Jones. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. So my chapter question to you guys is, what were your thoughts about at the end when you had Sanji telling Luffy, I leave Shirahoshi to you? And what did you think about the fact that Jinbe didn't accompany Luffy? That basically looks like we're going to have Hody Jones and Luffy teaming up. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching in the video, guys. Have an awesome day.